Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. I'm gonna drag you and read you slowly. Wake your asses up. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. I'm gonna read you and drag you slowly. Ready or not, are you ready? Ready or not, wake up. Ready or not. That's what I'm saying to Gina. Since you want to be singing, since you want to be singing, ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Like the blunt. Like the blunt. I was gonna make a video. Hopefully, y'all don't mind me doing these long ass live streams over the videos. I know the videos are very quick, but I'm just like, sis, I felt the live stream energy just pouring out of me. And before I go on, we're gonna drag sis, and it's not even okay. I'm gonna talk about it later. It's not even dragging or angry or anything. It's just like we're bored at this point. Like we're bored with that bullshit. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, why are you so angry? Why you getting so mad?" It's just a word. I'm not even mad. I'm just like, it's corny. It's so boring at this point. Yeah, like, aren't you bored? Damn. But before I get into it, let me tell you something. Some of you girls have been going over to patreon.com/AsianExpression. You know what? And y'all are liking the podcast. I'm really happy about that. Y'all are like, those of you who have checked it out, I really appreciate it. But it seems like I'm doing a good job over there. So if you haven't checked it out, that means you need to go check it out. Let me put it in the comments. You need to go check it out. I have a lot of energy today. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I really appreciate those of you guys who are going to patreon.com/AsianExpression and signing up. This week I did a bonus episode of the Expression podcast. Now, it's supposed to be going on every other week, but there has been so much encouragement over there that I decided to, I gave y'all a bonus episode this week. I don't know. Y'all are making me want to do this shit every week. But it's, like I said, it's standard. You're definitely going to get it every other week, but the way that y'all are pushing it, I like doing it. And it's kind of a strange thing to do podcasts by yourself, but I just had to think of it as like, girl, it's just a live stream. You're just talking. It ended up being really nice, and I really appreciate you guys for checking it out. It means the world. It really does. So what did Brianna do now? God damn. So let's talk about Gina Rodriguez. Now, like I said, there are a lot of people talking about sis. Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing my favorite shirt. I know y'all have seen this 10,000 times. Cheap ass crop top, but here we are. I know that there are a lot of people talking about it's just a word. Every time some celebrity comes on here saying something stupid, here comes Adrian, here comes everybody else getting mad and dragging. But, like I said, to me, it's just so corny. It's so boring and corny at this point. And, there's so many. We can start from the beginning. Her ass was up there singing Ready or Not, and she got to, what is it? Niggas give me the heebie-jeebies. And what's interesting about that is the whole phrase was fronting niggas give me the heebie-jeebies or whatever, but she purposely decided, no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to start with niggas. So, of course, the way that she did it and started laughing and shit, I knew that she wanted the reaction that she's currently getting right now. I don't know if she thought it was going to be this intense, but I knew she wanted a reaction because she put it up on her Instagram story. And she put it up on her Instagram. Hey, Twink Savon, what's tea? We met at Piedmont. What was I saying? So yeah, I don't know if she thought it was gonna be as strong, but I knew she was looking for a response. She put up an Instagram story. She left it up there for fucking 3 hours, and then afterwards she came on there with this sarcastic, oh my god, the apology. Wow, the lack of flavor. Y'all gonna screenshot the lack of flavor. She came up there with this half-assed. It's not even half-assed because, I said on Twitter it was really reflective of her acting because that. But whatever. she came out there was very sarcastic, very passive aggressive, very like, well, if y'all niggas are offended, then niggas be mad at y'all niggas for coming up with for even saying the word niggas, because I like niggas and niggas is niggas and niggas. And I'm like, wow, sis, this is really it really it lacks any type of flavor. And for your ass to be a whole ass Latina person, how is it going to be lacking? How is it going to be this lacking in flavor? I just don't understand it. So then she wasn't done, because I guess we were still on her ass. And I think even now, if you go to her Instagram, I wish she would just say she hates Black people. That's my thing. Yes, that's my thing. If you go to her Instagram, apparently you can't, last time I checked, you can't leave no comments, right? It's because we're dragging the shit out of her. This is what she said on her Instagram. In song or in real life, the words that I spoke should not have been spoken. I grew up loving Fugees and Lauryn Hill. I thoughtlessly sang along to the lyrics of a favorite song, and even worse, I posted it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, because to me, it's a bunch of bullshit. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. I just wish that at this point, I'm not angry. I'm not, why the fuck would I be angry? Sis got millions of followers. She's rich as hell. Whatever we say, it's not going to affect her bottom line. That's why all these people talking about, oh my God, cancel culture, y'all are so sensitive. Sis is not, honestly, she'll find a job that she'll just be pushed out of this social circle into another one where saying niggas and whatever is okay and it's fine. Like, I don't understand why people get so pissed. Talking about celebrities is not going to take money out their account. I promise you it's not. And it's not, and honestly, more importantly, it's not going to put money in yours. Oops. Oops. So the whole thing, my whole thing, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because Gina asked is so boring. My whole thing is, at this point, I'm not angry. I don't know who is. At this point, it's boring. At this point, just admit it. Just say that you don't like Black people. Like, just let us know, sis. Just say it. All the anti-Blackness that your ass was spewing for a long periodically time, just let us know, sis. Just be honest with yourself. Don't post no half-ass apology. Just say what you're gonna say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Just be honest, girl. Like I said, I would rather you come down. I would rather see a KKK hood coming from a mile away than somebody be pretending to be in my face. Just be honest with the shit. But why would she want this type of attention, though? She can't possibly think that this is positive. A lot of people, I was just about to be so shady. I was just about to be so shady. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it verbatim, but you can just take how you want to take it. A lot of people think that any attention is good attention, and they'll say a bunch of dumb shit, not know what they're talking about, get on to whatever platforms they get on, but as long as eyes are on them, they don't care. Gina thinks that she's proving some amazing point. Because she has a bunch of other dumb motherfuckers behind her. She thinks she's proving a point. Let me get on Instagram. I'm gonna say this shit and watch them get angry, and then I'm gonna say, it's just the lyrics. Sis, you're not that smart. If you think that you're trying to maneuver, trying to prove a point or some shit, prove a point to your fucking managers that you can actually act. Prove a point to the producers of these shows that you're actually worth investing in. Prove a point to yourself. And just remind yourself that makeup that you were applying in that video which you thought you was doing, ready or not, prove a point to yourself and hire a different makeup artist. Those are only points you need to be proven, sis. She thinks she's so, and there's a lot of other people like that. Let me just say some crazy shit and then watch them all react, and then let me come out here saying, see, y'all are just so aggressive, and man, it's just a word, it's just lyrics. I don't understand how she gonna say, and it's not just her, so many other people talking about nigga this, nigga that, and then in the apology, it's no mention of a Black people, Black person. Is it, you know what I mean? The boldness, everybody want to be Black until it's time to be Black. I love that. But then I was wondering why she didn't whip up her non-Afro Latinx dad. I was wondering why she didn't whip up her dark skin ass father to fake ass family tree, fake ass ancestry.com. I was wondering if she's gonna do that shit, but I don't know. Gina's acting in the video was even worse than her CW ass acting. She wasn't acting, she did that shit on purpose. She was just like, watch them all, get mad. I hated it. She just said she didn't mean to offend. She said, if I offended you. Sis, you didn't, at this point, we're laughing because you didn't offend me. You just look real stupid. And I'll end with this, and we can talk about what's going on politically. And then also I want to talk about Angela Bassett real quick because it was really cool what she said. I mean, it was unfortunate what she'd been through, but it was cool what she said afterwards. But it's just, watch the world go up in flames if Black people start calling other minorities racial slurs. Watch the world go up in flames. Watch people start trembling if we start using racial slurs meant for Hispanic people. Watch the world go up in flames. We're the only ones that people can just come in and just shit on the culture and move on. We're the only ones that, oh, well, it's just a word. You need to just be okay with it. Meanwhile, if we spat that shit back out, it would be, oh, they would be so angry. How dare you use that word against Hispanic people or Asian people? You know that shit is not, you know the history of that word. You shouldn't be saying it. And even if we joke about it within our Hispanic community or our Asian community or our whatever community, that's on us. You Black people, you shouldn't be doing that shit. Watch the world combust. Just blow up. Watch it go up in deciding to spit back the same shit y'all been doing. We the only ones that when we get trampled or when y'all shit on us, we supposed to be, thank you, massa. It's just like, what are you talking about? If we came on here, even if y'all were using these words, a racial slur from y'all group, from y'all racial group in your songs, in your music, in your art, you use that shit amongst each other. If we came in there talking about, and I have a whole lot of words in my head, but I'm not gonna say it, but if we said the shit, all of a sudden now you would understand how we feeling. It's just like, say my mother's first name was like Susan or something, and that's not her first name. But say my mother's first name was Susan, and you don't know her, and say her name was Susan Smith, and you don't know her, and you came up to her saying, and she a Black ass Jamaican mama, okay, and you come up to her saying, "Hey, Susan." Well, first of all, do you know her like that? You ain't part of the community like that. You ain't a part of the family like that. You ain't a part of, she don't know you like that. And her name is Susan. But why would you want to come up to her? What's the tea, Susan, bitch? Like, okay, how about Miss Smith or something? You know what I mean? It's just, and that is just a very basic, and it's a very basic, shallow analogy. But what I'm saying is, if there's a nickname in your family and they call you that shit and you don't want nobody else calling you that, somebody else from outside your family calling you that shit, it's just like, first of all, why would you want to do that? You ain't a part of my family. It's just like weird. You don't even have the experience with the family to be calling me this nickname. It's just, you see what I'm saying? So I don't understand how, I mean, the words matter. I mean, you watch white people get angry. Watch white people correct you when you call their dog a she instead of a he. Words matter. Watch it. It's just okay. I'm okay. I'm done. Oh. The Democratic debates. I watched a majority of it. If y'all think that I was going to sit up here and watch 3 whole hours of these motherfuckers going back and forth, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming, sis. I did watch a large majority of it. Now, let me tell you something, sis. Listen to what I'm about to say. Elizabeth Warren, sis, they was coming for your wig all night. Elizabeth Warren, because I guess I think they did that shit with Kamala Harris. I know Tulsi. First of all, can anybody tell me why Tulsi Gabbard is still on the goddamn debate stage? Can someone tell me why Tulsi was still on the debate stage? Sis is over here talking. I mean, she's giving me very much fake ass Wonder Woman. Let me stop. Okay, but they were coming for Elizabeth Warren because she is in the lead. They did that last debate with Kamala Harris. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Elizabeth Warren is in the lead, right? There's some weird shit going on. I think the three, what's the name of the queens that we love? AOC, Ayanna, and Omar, right? They didn't they just come out talking about they were endorsing Bernie? It's just Ilhan Omar. Yes, it's so much shit going on. But first, let's talk about the fact that Elizabeth Warren keeps talking about. It's so interesting. Oh my God, I'm thinking 10 things at the same time. I'm sorry. But Elizabeth Warren was being pressed about how she's going to pay for Medicare for all, right? And Bernie says, "Oh, Bernie was talking about increases in taxes." I think a lot of people were on the stage were talking about, yeah, taxes will increase for the rich and wealthy and whatever. But they were pressing Elizabeth Warren on how she's going to pay for it because she continues to avoid. She literally every single time. I'm just like, damn, it takes a lot of mental strength to every single time she's asked about these taxes and if they will be raised for the middle class, she immediately pivots and says, well, the overall cost will go down. Now, I think that it's interesting because I think that a lot of Americans are not nuanced enough to be like, yes, because obviously, if she's not answering it, that means that the taxes will go up for that in order to pay it for the middle class in order to pay for Medicare for all. So I think that maybe their campaign did research and found that Americans are not nuanced enough to understand that, yes, your taxes may go up, but your medical costs or your medical care costs will be more efficient or they'll go down. But she continues to, she's every time they press her, she's like, well, y'all talking about taxes, I'm talking about overall costs. It's interesting that this billionaire, what's his name? I don't even know his name because his ass is not going to win, in my opinion. What his ass is up there talking about tax. It's just, it's like we playing, it's just, and you know what? I wish I trusted Kamala Harris. I wish that her record was better because this sis came out of left field with some. I remember there was one, they were talking about healthcare, Medicare, how you going to pay for it, how you going to pay for it, taxes, healthcare. And then Kamala Harris came out of left field. She came out of left field with, well, I hear all this conversation about, and she doesn't even talk like that, so I don't know why I'm talking like that. I hear all this conversation about medical care, but I hear nothing about women's health. And she went on a whole tangent. I said, my goodness, it's like watching these debates is like watching people play Twister or something. It's just like they weaving and dodging and answering and not answering and deflecting but answering, and it's just like, damn. No, you didn't miss Angela Bassett yet. Okay. And then I wanted to talk about this last question with Anderson Cooper towards the end. It was a highlight. He essentially asked, Ellen DeGeneres recently caught a lot of backlash for hanging out with George W. Bush and laughing with him at a football game. Basically, he asked the question, have you ever had friends with someone else who has differing views, and how did that affect your whatever? How did it affect your views or whatever? I thought that question was so tired and lazy. I thought it was so pathetic. And then it diminishes And I know maybe Anderson Cooper did not write that or was not responsible for that shit. And he just got questions that he had to read or whatever. But I thought that question was so tired because it's like opposing views is I like blue and you like yellow. Okay. Opposing views is everything can be opposed. And I know that's very diminishing, but opposing views, we can hang out together if your opposing views are just like, okay, girl, well, I like cookies and you like wheat thins. I don't know, but when it comes to you lying about weapons of mass destruction, actively pushing against the LGBT community in policy, in law, and everything. And then Ellen is also LGBT and Anderson Cooper is. And then for you to sit up there and act like people are angry for no reason, or they're just like, oh, that's just differing views. No, sis, he literally tried to dehumanize you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I think that question is irresponsible because then I do like Julian Castro's answer to that question. It was as, I don't know, in politics, you really got to walk the line sometimes to get anywhere. And that's why I'm not involved in politics. But Julian Castro, he was just like, well, of course we have to be nice to people, but we also have to hold people accountable. So that's why I think the question is irresponsible, because it's just like, don't get on here and violate people's human rights and then expect for us to just be buddy hanging out with your ass. I don't understand it. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. Class solidarity only exists among the rich. I always talk about how interesting it is. The rich and the government do such a good job when it comes to brainwashing the poor and the middle class. It's insane because I know I talk about this all the time, but the people who do not have billions and trillions of dollars, they will be completely convinced that one day they're going to be sitting on top of Oprah's money. Like, they'll be completely convinced. And so the reason why they don't want you to fuck with billionaires' money is because they believe one day there will be billionaires. And when they get there, they don't want you to fuck with their money either. It is crazy. But it really works. You can see how it works. It is insane to me. Not realizing that the whole reason why a lot of these billionaires are billionaires in the first place is because of the cheap labor that they extract from the community. And capitalism literally is about extracting capital from the community. So it's just, I don't understand. And then even with the taxes, they'd be like, no, they should keep their money. No, what are you talking about? The bitch sitting on $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 billion, $90 billion, girl. Give some of that shit up. You hoes could live 10,000 times, 10,000 lifetimes, try to spend that money and still would have some shit left over. While just the very fact that there are more foreclosed homes in this country, more empty homes, in this country than there are homeless people is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And we can talk about, oh, how the fuck are we going to do this? How are we going to pay for it? How are we going to organize it? What are the logistics behind it? And I heard a lot of that on the debate stage. Like, oh, how are we going to do this? What is the... We got to start from somewhere. So it's just, we can't just look at these issues and say, well, fuck it, and not try. Like, when you bitches want to grease up your money and push it through these loopholes so you don't have to pay taxes, you find a way to do that shit. You find a way to fund this military, which is the biggest polluter on the planet. You find a way to do that shit. You mean to tell me we can't find a way to give these hoes free lunch in school? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Hey, girlies, I'm late, but I'm here. It's just, we got to do something. And they had a lot of conversations. Ooh, telemarketers calling me. Guess what? I'm not picking up. They had a lot of conversations about breaking up big tech. And it's interesting because that conversation arrives as Facebook has been, Mark Zuckerberg has been meeting with all these conservative figureheads and shit. He's fearing, the research that I did about it was, it basically said the spin on it is that they think Mark Zuckerberg is fearing retaliation from the administration. So he's essentially allowing these conservative politicians to run ads without the usual fact checking that's required, without, you know what I mean? Without, like, you can't lie. These people can lie in these political ads because of what Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and all these tech people are allowing. And so it is insane. When you talk about power, that's why I liked watching Game of Thrones so much, because when you talk, what did Robert Baratheon, is it Robert Baratheon who said that shit? Power? This shit sounds too smart for Robert Baratheon, no shade. The smartest thing Robert Baratheon said was, you don't want to meet the Dothraki in open field. And I think that's it. But power resides where men thinks it resides. No, I knew it wasn't Robert Baratheon. That shit was Varys. I knew it was Varys. It sounded too smart. Robert Baratheon didn't do shit but beat people up, kill hoes, come into the kingdom, and then drink wine and not have sex with Cersei. So power resides where people think it resides, and that's why I like watching Game of Thrones. But it also is just like the power that money has and how it influences democracy, and what do we do about it? We can't just sit around here acting like everything's okay. You know, it's power is power. Come on, Cersei, when Game of Thrones writing was actually good, we love to see it. Hey, what's up? Oh my God. Okay, so this is what I wanted to mention about Angela Bassett. She recently went on to Essence to tell us about how she was sexually molested by her mother's boyfriend at the age of, I think she was around 12 years old. And the reason why I brought it up is because this is what she said about what her mother did about it. Thankfully to have a mother who could tell as soon as light broke that this happened, and for her to expel him, that she heard me, believed me, and did something about it. It was so empowering for me as a young teen, as a young woman. She goes on. Those who have, oh, thank you, Issa. Adrian, I love you so much, boy. Your videos always bring me joy, and I love kikiing and learning with you. Please stay healthy and happy, King. Thank you. Y'all are so cute. She said, those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act, and that means us. That's why we're all here today, to see, to hear, to learn, to never miss anything. I wish they weren't victims of such a heinous, life-altering crime. I wish we lived in a world where our children felt effortlessly protected without any fear of someone violating or hurting them, but sadly, that's not our reality. I think it is so awesome that, first of all, people are brave enough to share something like that with the world, knowing that someone will benefit from it. But also, I think it was really awesome what her mother did in that situation. And it's just like, and it's crazy that we have to even say that, but there's so many people, and I know there's probably people watching right now who probably went to a family member about something that happened, and that family member didn't do shit about it. Like, no one did anything about it. So the fact that she was able to share that story and talked about how her mother took action, hopefully will inspire other people to do the same thing, you know? So that was just really quick what I wanted to say about Angela Bassett. The fact that she went up there and shared that with us was really, really inspiring. Oh shit, there was an update on that Tatiana Jefferson story. So apparently the 8-year-old nephew apparently told authorities that Tatiana held a gun to the window, right? When the police officer or whoever came around, snooping around her fucking window and her back window and shit, she apparently, that this is what the 8-year-old nephew was saying, that she held a gun to the window. Now, I don't know why people are reporting this as if it's some like, oh my goodness, look what she did. I don't know why people are reporting it as if it's some really just, oh wow, we need to pay attention to this fact. Sis was in her own house. The fuck are you talking about? If someone's snooping outside your shit and you have a gun or you have a means to protect yourself, it's your goddamn right to protect yourself. I mean, ain't y'all the one talking about the castle doctrine and stand your ground bullshit? Like where did it go with that? What do we do now? So where do we go from here? She was in her house. Y'all came there for a wellness check with guns drawn like y'all about to play Call of Goddamn Duty. You creeping around her back window, climbing in your window, because hide your kids, hide your wife. Hide your nephew too, damn. It was her prerogative like Bobby Brown. Y'all, okay. Apparently the police officer is being held on like $200,000 bail. Get their asses out of here. And then the police chief was asked about what they're gonna do to fix the situation. He talking about, oh, we're gonna invite a third party in to examine our policies and procedures. Obviously, girl, let me tell you something. Y'all got policies and procedures in place. It's about the motherfuckers who's willing to follow that shit. That's just it. I don't understand what goes on in the training. Y'all, I mean, y'all don't have no, it's just, y'all have a whole utility belt on y'all asses, like you're Batman. You're giving me very much, you know what I mean? Batman and Robin type of tees. You're giving me even Nightwing. You have a whole utility belt. Y'all reach for the gun so quick. It just doesn't make any sense. What are y'all trained to do? What are y'all really trained to do? Are y'all trained to serve and protect and de-escalate? This is a wellness check. Or are you trained to just go in there guns drawn? Now, let me tell you. It really has a lot to do with how, I think it has a lot to do with how society has portrayed the Black community and the stereotypes that come with it. I just wonder if this police officer was in a different area and it was different demographics, would he have come guns drawn, ready to draw, ready to shoot, if it was in a wellness check in a different area, maybe 90210 type of cities. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of people are, and I talked about this on my podcast, which you should check out. You should check it out. I talked about this on my podcast on patreon.com/AdrianExpression. A lot of people talk about how, we should avoid calling the police in most situations. If you can resolve it, if it can be resolved in a different way, avoid calling the police. I completely agree with that. But James Smith, he's the neighbor who called. He called the non-emergency number, and it's just sad when you can't even do that. It's sad when you can't even do that. I do feel bad for him. I do feel bad for the neighbor. I feel so bad for the neighbor. He'll carry that on his conscience for the rest of his life. Yeah, it's just, that's something hard. It's hard to live with. But you think you calling the emergency number, you think you're doing the right thing, and even then you can't count on people. So yeah, that was another development. What else? It's a lot of shit happening in Trump world. I mean, it's just headline after headline. I can't even keep up. I think Nancy Pelosi made an announcement that she's not going to go through with, as of right now, with the official impeachment inquiry vote. I'm not sure how to interpret that, honestly. So if you guys can let me know what you think she means, what is the game plan with that, let me know what you think in the comments. But maybe I'm just gonna throw something out. Maybe she feels like she doesn't have the votes. I think in a lot of battleground states, some of the Democrats that represent those states feel like it will be a distraction or a risk to do so. I don't understand. It's coming off real dumb to me. It's coming off real dumb. So if anyone has a legitimate, because I'm trying to be nice right now, but to me right now, it seems really dumb. I think she's honestly waiting on more bad information. Okay. I mean, I guess she took a whole turn to even have an inquiry. It's getting to the point where it's just like, okay, right. The more y'all investigate this man. Oh my God, Fiona Hill went up on there. She was oh my God, it was so much shit. Fiona Hill went up on there to testify. I think that was behind closed doors, if I'm not mistaken. The doors weren't so closed because we found out what the fuck she was talking about. She said John Bolton, he was national security. He was over national security. He said he told the White House lawyers, I think, or aides or White House lawyers, he said, Rudy Giuliani is a hand grenade. That's how he described him. He said, I'm not a part of that drug deal that they have going on with the Ukrainians. I'm not a part of that shit. It's coming out. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. You better impeach that hoe. You got to impeach him. Dude got to go. I heard her and Chuck Schumer ain't got the votes. The Republican, they're not doing anything, and they control the Senate. It's just, yeah, I know, because at the end of the day, no matter how many we vote and shit, and in the House, we know that the Republicans hold the Senate, so if they could just be like, all right, girl, bye, when all this shit is said and done. So I'm wondering, when you play the waiting game, it's so dangerous, because this man, the closer you get to dragging his ass out of here, the more crazy shit he'll do. I think the president of Italy was right next to him, denouncing basically what was going on with Turkey and the Kurds and shit, right next to President Trump. I hate saying President Trump. Right next to Daffy Duck. I think that whole press conference was a disaster. I take Trump shit very sparingly now. Like, it's just what basic need to know information. I'm not following this man's every move because he will stress my ass out. These past 3 years in America, Donald Trump has shown me that white can truly do anything they want with little to no consequences. Yeah. Call him the current occupant of the White House, as Ayanna Pressley says. I love when she says that shit. Mitch McConnell, turtle. Ooh. Mitch McConnell, turtle. And you know what? It is fall. It's giving me very much fall outside. And Mitch McConnell is serving us turtleneck teas. Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic? Yeah, I don't refer to Trump as a president either. But yeah, how do you feel about voting if they don't pass anti-voter suppression bills and replace the voting machines that were hacked in 2016 and 2018? I think that we should still do it. I think that just do it. Go out there. If you have the capability to, if you are someone who's involved, hopefully you are, go out there and vote. Like, no matter what, it's better to have a lock on your door than to just keep that shit on lock. Like, yeah, the burglar might be able to stomp on that bitch and open the door up, but it's better to lock your damn door. You see what I'm saying? It's better to go out there and vote than for Russia and the Trump administration to be fighting against nothing. You see what I'm saying? So I think that we should still do what we have to do. Don't give up. Don't be like, well, they're going to still hack it. I think it's actually absolutely asinine and lazy and foolish for the government officials to keep those same machines, to keep the same infrastructure, when you know that Russia ass has not only hacked it before, but has continued to do so and will do so in the fucking future. It's lazy, it's stupid, but it's not surprising, especially, oh my God, I remember the Georgia race. You remember, what's her name? Oh my gosh, the black woman who ran in Georgia. It was a whole lot of voter suppression going on. I mean, down to voting machines being still wrapped up at the warehouses and only like 2-3 points. Stacey Abrams, yes. Stacey Abrams. It's a whole lot. And it's just like, sis, that's how you know the country is changing. As unfortunate and frustrating as it is, that's how you know the country is changing. Because if these crazy, discriminatory, homophobic, racist people still shared ideals with a significant, or, well, they do significant, but if they were able to ride off of the backs of the they would just let them vote. You know what I mean? Let these people vote. You would not have to suppress the vote in such a way. You would not have to call upon the powers of Russia and China or whoever else to try and influence anything, or Ukraine to influence anything. That's how you know the country's changing, hopefully, moving forward, hopefully. Because if these idiots in power were able to rely on the power of the public, they would just rely on the power of the public. They would not continue to suppress the damn vote. People want a damn change. They want a change. They want to get out of here. See if you can vote. I know if you know someone in Social Security America, see if you can figure out how really can get back to. White people still read this. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. That's kind of like, remember that whole college cheating scandal thing that came out? I was like, how are y'all the most, like, y'all rich and famous, and then you have to cheat on top of that? That's how I feel about the political system. It's just like, y'all built the system. You benefit the most from the system. You know what I mean? And yet you still have to cheat within that system. Like, the lack of talent, the lack of public appeal that has. Oh my goodness. You got glitter in your hair? Yeah, I do. That shit is still, I'm telling you, it's all over my clothes. It's all over on my clothes. Adrian, have you seen Zendaya's photos on Instagram? No, but I need to. What's the tea? What's the tea? Zendaya. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. She's giving me, I said she looked like, because a lot of people haven't watched 3%, but she looks like she's a commander at the offshore at 3%. That's really the only way I know how to describe it. She's giving us very much Hunger Games type of tease. But yeah, so that's all I really wanted to talk about on Wednesday for a cute little live stream, just because I was just like, there's so much shit going on. I felt the spirit of live stream, like I said, the spirit of Adrian just coming forward. You've seen 3%? I love 3%. It's such an amazing critique on our society, or what could actually happen in the future. Adrian, do you watch that? No, I don't watch that. What Caribbean anime? Please let me know what that shit is. Y'all need to follow me on Twitter, Adrian Expression. Follow me on Instagram, Adrian Expression. Patreon.com/Adrian Expression. I'm gonna keep putting it in there because oh shit! And tomorrow we have on Patreon. I have to write an article, so I need to put up the poll for that, so you guys can vote on which topic you want me to write about. I'm still trying to explain to my mom the problem with Sean King, and I can't get through to her. Oh, I don't know. Sean King's branding, I guess, is strong in the minds, especially I feel like older people. But Sean King, that's it. All you have to do is search Sean King fraudulent on Google and let her read some articles. That's all you have to do. That's it. That's it. Oh my God. You want to look up? Let's look up some names for Sean King. They call him Martin Luther King. They call him Thurgood Marshall. They call him T'Chaka. What else do they call him? Talcum X. Oh my God, it's so funny. Carol, okay, y'all giving me stuff to watch. Hold on, Carol. Let me see. What's the tea? What are y'all talking about? Oh, it has that 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Carol, okay, screenshot. Are y'all watching? Is it Demon Slayer or some shit? T'Chaka, T'Chaka is. I recently saw T'Chaka. That shit was funny. That shit was funny. Mm-hmm. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. Wow. Demon Slayer, best anime of 2019. I need to continue to watch it. Jen, need to continue to watch it. Ooh, Tiana Taylor is Catwoman. Oh my God. What do y'all think about these celebrities? Okay, this is the last thing because I said I was gonna go. But what do you think about these? Adrian, can you put up your old drag of Christopher Columbus? Oh, did I take it down? What do you think about these celebrities going to these balls, like these LGBT balls? Because after Pose and shit, these gay balls, after Pose, dude, the girls started flooding in, honey. The girls started flooding in. I'm very wary of that shit because I don't know. I'm very wary. Like I love inspiration and shit, but I'm just like, as long as you know where you're supposed to be sitting and the influence, you don't think about it. I'm screaming. Yeah, it's just like, okay, don't come in here acting like okay, because then y'all gonna take this shit and then put in your media and put in your music and content and shit, and then we ain't gonna get no goddamn credit, no opportunity, no nothing. That's I know how y'all work. I'm just like tread lightly. Just as long as it's to protect our asses, you fine. Yes, I did hear about Mark Zuckerberg meet up with conservatives. I was just talking about that. I said that he wants to make sure that he maintains as much power as he can in this administration. And so if that means letting y'all conservatives and politicians make all types of lies when it comes to advertising, political advertisements, he's going to make sure he's going to do that. And it's just, and then did you see the response that, I know I already talked about this. Did you see the response that he put up? And that's why I don't like that response. The response he put up was just like, oh, I meet up with a lot of people with different opinions. Hopefully you do the same. And it's just like, that's not the fucking point. That's not the point. We see you, sis. Ooh, girl. Y'all. It's probably toxic. oh. Dwayne. Y'all keep talking about Mr. Hall, and I'm gonna start screaming. Y'all keep talking about Mr. Hall, and I'm telling you right now, Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna start screaming. How's life, Adrian? Everything good? Everything's good. I'm just over here working hard. You see me? They say he don't pay. I mean, I know. I knew all that shit. I mean, I know. I can see how it's going to end, but I'm just gonna shut my mouth, and I'm just gonna watch it unfold. I'm gonna watch it unfold. Cash doll is coming. Yeah, I did reveal what I talked about on that call with Tadra Call. I told him literally everything that so long ago. That was when I was still in college. I told him everything that I said online. Which is what because he thought he was doing something like flexing, like, oh, you want to call me? Call me. I was like, he was like, oh, but he say, oh, I give you my number. I was like, okay, like we can talk. I said the same thing. I posted about it on Twitter as soon as I hung up. I said, like, you could have been a voice, and this is what you're doing with it. That's exactly what I said. Like, look at how much shit you have. Look how much power you have. Like, you could have been a voice, and this is who you're giving it to. This is what you're doing with it. And I never understood. That was one thing I never understood. Why I'm just like, sis. Apparently, you rich as hell. You got all these people contacting you, Beyonce, and you on RuPaul and all this shit. So I'm just like, why is what I'm saying bothering you so much? Unless it applies. Unless you know what I mean. Unless it really touched your spirit and soul. Because if somebody, you stratospheres above me when it comes to everything from income to clout to whatever. If I didn't give a shit about what somebody's saying, you see how much there's so much shit that's been said about. I don't give a fuck, but you chose to respond. But whatever. So it's strange to me because I'm like, if it didn't apply, he could have just ignored me. But yeah, I said the same shit that I said to him. I said the same shit that I said online to him. But I know it seems like there's a lot of rumors swirling around about all that, and I've learned that the best thing to do. Even in recent situations, I've learned that the best thing to do is to just let people expose themselves. You know what I mean? It's when it comes to certain things, you just let people let people consume themselves. Let people show the world who they are. And while you over here trying to be a buffer and trying to let them see who these people are, so you don't look like a crazy person. And that's it. That's what I learned. How do you feel about everything going on with Dwayne Wade's son? People have been so nasty about his son being gay or potentially being trans. I hate this point. I it's strange to me because a lot of we as a black community, we talk about fathers and absent fathers and all fathers and ain't shit fathers and all that shit. And we that's exactly true. And when you crash and burn, look to them to save you. That's how it goes. Our fathers ain't shit and all this. And then when Dwayne Wade is loving and peaceful and amazing to his son, um, you know what I mean? It's a problem. It's a problem when he's loved. Can you imagine that being an issue? Dwayne Wade loving his son. Do you know how twisted you have to be as a human being to see somebody loving their son and make it, and that angers you? You know how much work you have to do, how much work we have to do as a community when we can look into these people's faces who are loving their LGBT sons and daughters, and that's seen as heinous. You know how backwards that shit is. Whew. I need to get back into Black Lightning. I stopped watching it, but I'm gonna get right back into it. I'm gonna get right back into it. Yeah, but I mean, we can't focus as we can highlight what people are going to, what LGBT people are going through, and we can highlight the shitty things that are being said about us, them, but we can't focus too much on it. We have to continue to educate ourselves, educate other people who want to be educated, and just move ourselves forward, come together as communities, which is why I'm like, it doesn't make sense for Black people to be fighting Black LGBT people. It doesn't make sense for gay people to be fighting trans people. Let's all come together and move forward because we got enough enemies as it is, you know. So I just started bringing all the CW shows in order to get back into it for the crossovers, and they're so cringy at times. I know. That's how I feel about Titans, and I love Titans. Titans is my guilty pleasure, but sometimes the shit be just so like, oh God, it's giving me Barney tease. I love you. I'm just in the CGI girl. I just, whew. So can someone tell me about The Succession? Is that good on HBO? Oh yeah. So, okay, I said I would end this like 20 minutes ago. Make sure you go to patreon.com/AdrianExpression, please, and check it out. I really appreciate those of you who have. I am very excited to continue to do these podcast episodes because they are challenging in that I'll mostly be doing it by myself. Like I said, I'll have guests. Like I had the first episode, I had amazing guest, Ocean Kelly, the producer who on my album is an amazing rapper. That was cool, but doing it by myself is a very healthy challenge. And the last episode, I guess I'm talking because I'm really proud of myself. Because I did that shit. Like I'm proud of myself for that. So I love y'all so much. Go check it out. Tell me what you think. Go on Twitter, follow me. Go on Instagram, follow me. I'm always talking shit on Twitter. Love y'all so much. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye. Bye. Mariah T's. Bye.